So the actual help tab up top, you can basically learn all the stuff you need to learn reading through the tutorial. Pocket Empire's tutorial is a very useful resource for all types of stuff. To this day, I refer to it to find out, when I'm going to rank up things like that. I'll actually go through and show you how to find some of that. But first, let's go through the tabs here. Solution, it's a pretty self-explanatory thing. It's just basically the email address to a moderator or somebody along those lines if you've got a problem like your troops have lost and been glitched away, or any of those type of issues. There are almost always polls going on. I'm surprised to see that the short story contest poll is not still going. I think I just voted on it today. So they're sometimes polled, and they will give you gems when there's a vote. They'll have a poll to vote on some gameplay change, or like today there was a short story contest, and they will award you gems for voting. So check the polls often to see if they're there and collect your gems. It's always gems. Preferences. There's a couple of important things. We kind of want to start from the bottom almost. Obviously, it's kind of the account sections. The reset account at the very bottom here I've never used it. I haven't wanted to just reset my account. Maybe for some other tutorial one day I will go ahead and start from scratch, but for now this game takes a long time to build. All the timings are real time in this game, so I tend to avoid that idea. Primary server, you can basically set your app so that when you tap it to start up, it will go directly to whichever server. I have none of them checked because I use them all. Email. This is important that you provide an email in order to secure your account. Why? Because they give you gems for doing so. You get the email, you secure the account in the link they send to you in your email, and they will award you gems on each server. So on each server, provide your email address. It can be the same email address, but just do it. It's worth it to give you the gems. Password, it's another good thing. Make sure to have your password. If for some reason your phone messes up or gets damaged or whatever, you're going to need this to retrieve your character. If you don't have your password and you don't have it right, all of your progress is going to be lost. Profanity filters, pretty self-explanatory. Vibrating sound for males. Okay, so highlight monster types, highlight monster levels. So let's go through this really quickly. Actually, first things first, I see that our command center is complete. So let's look at building our next important building, which is going to be a barracks. But in order to, as you can see, in order to build a barracks, let me see, we need a level 3 farm. So the next important building, or next important build, is going to be our farm. So we're going to tap our other yellow space here, and then we're going to tap the farm section, and then we go 34 seconds from now the farm will build. So we'll go back to our help section here and check out the monster types. So if we were to go through and check all of these off, you see goblins, prawns, orcs, witches, gargoyles, black widows, fire beasts, gorgons, lizards, vampires, butchers, demons, fallen, cyclops, trolls, and reapers. All these monsters have different attack points, different things, all of which can be learned, and I do recommend you go through the help section to learn about them. Definitely the most popular and most often used and talked about monsters are gargoyles, black widows, lizards. Gorgons come into play early on. Reapers, trolls. Definitely for me, those are monsters that I've run into a lot. Goblins, definitely in Freedom early on, become important just for raising your rep, which is also an important thing. And then the monster levels. This is where it gets a little strange, and again, the help section is where you can learn what few means and what several means. Each of these levels, these word levels, correspond to a range of troop numbers. So, few is like 4 to 8 or something, and several is 8 to 16. I will look at the help section, and I'll show you how to determine some of those key things in there. Our farm level 1 should be done, so let's go ahead and upgrade it to level 2. And we'll go back to the help section. And in the help tab, go ahead and look at the Pocket Empires tutorial. Sometimes it doesn't. There we go. I want to show you some key things here. I recommend reading through the all 10 contents. The getting started links are where they're sort of my fallback position as far as when I use them now. So there's a couple of quick ones I want to show you. Spying. This gives you a great idea of, it walks you through of what the map looks like, what the icons on the map are, these types of things, as well as the list of the monster level keywords. Few is 4 to 8, several is 9 to 16, pack is 16 to 30, on and on and on, up to overwhelming level 10, which is 2.1 million to 4.2 million. And so that's definitely important information, especially early on. The key is the target or goal is to get to be conquering and raiding overwhelming level 10. It's maximum troop numbers, maximum monster mob size numbers, and that is another big key to the game. Go back to the help pages here. And Pocket Empires tutorial. And let's look at another good one to look at is raiding. Although I'm not going to look at that here. Again, I encourage you to look over this help section thoroughly on your own. But let's look at the character tab here and getting started links, so you can understand the ranks. So these ranks are based on reputation, and they get you certain advantages. Specifically, most importantly, access to the market and the different levels of the market. Lizards are some of the most important monsters when you're starting out and when you're trying to build gems and armies, and you can't interact with the market when it comes to lizards. You can't buy or sell lizards until you are level 6 rank or account or countess. So you need 256,000 reputation points in order to buy or sell lizards. And at this stage, that will probably feel like a long way off. So that is the first goal. Once you hit count, the goal, then you that's one of your first major milestones, because then you can get the lizards and you can start to grow very fast. You can, if you have the time and the gumption, you can be a duke. Almost the same day that you make your first lizard purchase, if you've saved your gems, and being good about that. So those were the key help tabs that I wanted to show you. And so let's upgrade our farm again to level 3. Another 2 minutes. And let's have a look at the map. So as you can see, there's our little new city amongst all these trees, which, I tap on a tree and it gives me these options. I can mark it, give it a name, and then in the marks tab it would navigate me to here no matter where I was in the map, or even if I was in a city, it would jump me out to the map to this spot. I could build a city there, or if I have spies, I can search it, which early on the Freedom server is another huge key, which is once our farm is complete, that's one of the first things we are going to do, is build our barracks and recruit spies, because spies search trees or lakes like that one, and they find good things, namely eggs are what we're searching for early on in the Freedom server. They spawn faction monsters. So each faction, Dragon and Phoenix, have monsters that only dragons or only Phoenix can have.